Good morning. Sabah al-khair. Patty Luis. I don't know how to start because there's a lot of overwhelming emotions, okay, coming from other people to me. As you can see, look at my eyes. I'm gonna cry. Um, you know, when you live your every single day, you don't really realize how much you're impacting like a community of people, like your own presence. You don't realize how much you impact, okay, a group, a neighborhood. So this morning, it really, actually it's been happening every day, but it could be because I literally went and I silenced myself while I was having massage last few days ago. And the therapist, she was like getting to my back and she's like, you have 2 knots right on your upper back from stress, right? It accumulates. Anyhow, now that that's released, sometimes you kind of just get hit with reality. And really, not to boast at all, but even though I see it every day, all the time, people, I kid you not, I don't share every detail, but when I walk the street every single day, if I go grocery shopping, coffee shops, bookstores, anywhere, there's people that recognize me. They yell out Habibti to me. They tell me good morning. They bring me coffee. It's like they wait. They know I'm coming, or the hours I'm coming, or the hours I'm going to be here at this time or that time. And if it's like 1 or 2 days that go by and they don't see me, one person contacts another person contacts another person, and then it comes to me and they ask me, am I okay? Is everything okay? We want you to feel okay. Are you safe? Are you happy? What can we do to make you happy? And then they just kind of give me things. Well, when I say give, it could be, like I said, like a meal, a drink, food, a smile. They tell me they miss me, how much I mean to this environment. It's just fascinating because I think a lot of times I push it aside or I brush it off because when there's a lot of emotions coming from other people to me, there's only so much I can take in because I'm a single woman, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I know I'm impacting so much people, literally like on the line of Aqaba. It's like Aqaba is a very small city, okay? So the entire lines in the neighborhood, like everybody is getting impacted on so many things. And the smiles from afar, and when people stop the car in the middle of the road just to get out and talk to me, and then they start like a line behind them, and then people honk their horns, and I walk in and they start screaming, where are you? I miss you. Don't you ever leave. So I don't know, I'm trying to get to the root of what I'm trying to say here, but when Magda was here, she's like, there's people that know about you and you don't even know who they are. I'm like, okay, like they talk about you and everything, you know? So you're very famous, you're recognized in Aqaba. And so this morning when I was just chatting with that one person that had brought me the coffee, a latte, I told him, I'm like, in 2 months I'm leaving, you know, I have to go back to Armenia, and like they're freaking out. They don't want me to go. So I'm like, listen, I gotta sell my apartment. I have an apartment. I have to sell it. If you guys want me to stay here, and because everybody's developed some form of attachment to me here, you know what I'm saying? It's like the land itself. By the way, if you hear people talking in the background and music, it's the guys downstairs, okay? the guys in the neighborhood. In the mornings, they start with the Quran. At nighttime, they blast music. So if you hear music in the background, it's not me. Yeah, so the land, you know, the first time I came to Jordan, it was already pulling me in. Like, this is the way to go. This is the direction out of all the Arab countries. And I'm pretty sure, because it's already happening now, the pull, the destiny, the qadr, like, it's telling me already, come back. Even though you haven't left, you have to plan 2025, not going any other Arab country, not forming more friendships and communities in Armenia. Come back here, come back to Jordan. So, so it looks like January 2025, I'm coming back to Jordan. But I believe I'm gonna have to go to Amman. I don't know how long I'll be in Amman. Probably 6 months, 3 months. Most likely 6. Because I'm gonna be joining a scholarship. Or attending like a group of scholars. Which is gonna be really exciting. This literally just all happened yesterday too. This is why human beings who are watching me, alliances, friends, associates, please understand, I am naturally a detached person. Why? Because when I'm detached and I need my space, whether it's a day, a week, a month, without talking to you or anyone, it's so that this and my physical can align. Yeah, and so that I could make the correct decisions for me and for everyone involved, okay? Because when I take actions, I do it wholeheartedly and completely, thoroughly, okay? And it's going to change people's destinies as well as mine. So, like, yalla, habibi, give me my time. If you want me to come back, which there's Armenians, they're telling me, okay, or they're telling amongst each other, Talar is doing this for a guy. No, from the beginning, no. Watch. This is not for a guy. This is for me and the entire region. The entire region. Maybe multiple regions, multiple nations actually, because this is going to expand. I'm not making myself small. There've been a lot of distractions since I've been here. Like, I had to put an Egyptian in prison. And during the pathway of me putting that Egyptian in prison, I think a lot of people started not only respecting me, but fearing me at the same time. Because they were looking at me like, wow, you are the original jihad. We're seeing it with our own eyes. The way you fight, the way you defend, the way you support, the way you believe. Like I said, I'm not going to boast. I'm not going to give details, guys, for the people who are watching from outside, who are not here seeing everything with their own eyes, okay? But maybe eventually it'll all come out. But this is going to expand. This is going to expand. So I think me going back to Armenia and staying in Armenia is, yes, I will have, but everything is timing. Everything is in the time of Allah. So yes, I have to go back for 6 months. People here are upset about it. But if you want me to come back, I got to go back and work. I gotta go back and work and sell my apartment. Who knows how long of a process that's gonna take, because Armenia may go through another war, okay? And look, everything is in the hands of Allah. It's in the hands of God. Certain things I cannot control. Destiny is playing a very important role for me, for everyone. So, like, you know, I was asked this morning if I'm gonna go to Egypt, and no, there's no need. There's no need for me to go to Egypt. I'm gonna be doing it in Amman. Everything in Amman. Maybe I'll come back to Aqaba eventually to live here again down the road. But 2025, it feels like it's gonna be more in Amman. And that Egyptian is actually still in prison. The government is basically mocking him, making fun of him. Every time They say they're going to release him. They're literally taking him out of the Aqaba prison, bringing him to Amman court, repeatedly showing what I had written as to what he did, crime against violation against the law and for people, assault. So who knows how long he'll be in prison, but I'm pretty sure even if he's got all these lawyers, they're going to throw him back to Egypt because that's what's going to be did. So, I don't know how the emotions from other people. This is why I've chosen to live alone here, because I'm not actually alone. People are all around me. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Some of these people, when I walk down the street, are even yelling and screaming that they would kill themselves and die just to experience. Okay, we're gonna keep it short. Get to the point, Talar. So another interesting thing to note is, when I went to court to put that, wait, I have an eyelash. Can you hold on? There we go. When I went to court to put that Egyptian in prison, my right hand was on the Quran. My right hand is holding the phone right now, so I can't show you. My right hand was on the Quran. It was kind of like, the eyelashes are coming back. What is this? It was kind of like, you have to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Otherwise, So, and everything I said, it was like written up. And it's in the hands of Allah. Okay, everything is in the hands of Allah. So the coffee shop that I went to this morning, there's different coffee shops that I go to, but the coffee shop that I went to this morning, the owner's nephew, the cousin's son, one of his best friends is Armenian. His name is Narek. As you know, Narek, as you may or may not know, if you're Armenian, Narek is an Armenian name. So I teach a lot of people here Armenian. Like, I teach them how to speak Armenian, like, how are you? Love, yes. So, greetings in Armenian and so on and so forth, right? So when I first met this guy, he's telling me, oh, my friend, he's Armenian, his name is Narek. Armenians support Palestinians. Armenians are so similar to Palestinians. Armenians look like Palestinians. Armenians have a history like Palestinians. And he's like, akhberes. Armenians say akhberes, which means brother. Like in Arabic, brother means akhi, or you say akhi. And in Armenian, it's akhber, okay? And then he goes to me, Talar. He's like, what does ARA mean in Armenian? He goes, every time my friend Narek, he keeps saying ARA. And I'm just giggling, and the other co-workers, they're all looking at me, right? Because they're all familiar with me here. This is where they brought me the coffee, okay? So I just went in. And so I'm just like, so he's your friend, and he always says ARA to you, and you don't ask, what does ARA mean? And he's like, he says it so passionately, I don't want to interrupt, And look, my eyelashes are back, incredible. Anyways, I'm gonna ignore my eyelashes. So here's the thing, Armenian is a very old culture. Armenia is a very old nation. We were once tribal. Before the modern religions existed, Armenians had a sun god, okay? And the creator sun god, we would call him ARARICH. So, you know how there's Bedouins? Arabs have Bedouins. The Bedouins were also, into different gods and goddesses. So were Armenians. So in order to preserve a lot of our old culture and old history, let's just say our old culture and ways of life, Armenians have kind of preserved certain things and put it in everyday vocabulary or ways of life, right? So ARA is one of them. So when someone says ARA, it's like in the name of, or it's kind of like saying Allah even, My brother's name is Ara. My blood brother's name is Ara. So Armenian, Armen, which was Armenians, were named, the people that, like Ottomans, Armenian, were named by Romans and Persians. The Iranians named us Armenian. And Ar is the sun god. So men means men of the sun. And in Armenian, we don't call each other that. We call each other Haik. We are high. We come. And the other worker, he's like, oh, in Arabic, we have Ara as a word too. He says it means I see or to see. So there you go. We all kind of, like Arabic. There's also Ar in there. So going back to Armenian, having a name with the beginning, the middle, or the end with Ar is very popular. It's Armenian. So names like Armen, Armenuhi, Nareg, Talar. My name is Talar. You see there's an R everywhere. A-R. In the beginning, in the middle, or in the end. You're going to find that there's an R somewhere. These are recognized Armenian names because the god, the Armenian god, is in the name. And it's actually very similar. Ara, Allah. There's a root similarity. And then there's another coffee shop a little bit down the other street. And one of the workers there, he's from Syria. And he left during 2011, you know, all the trauma that was going on in Syria. And he's like, I grew up with Armenians, you know. He goes, I miss the Armenians in Syria. So he feels like a natural kinship with me. Like it's almost as if like we grew up together, you know, like a brotherhood. And like I said, I don't say everything. And if I do, it's going to be like storytelling all over again. I don't have the time. Maybe eventually when I go back to Armenia, I will start sharing these stories because here there's so much going on, right? But he's like, just like the Syrian Armenian foods, the people, like, you know, and he's like, there's this place, there's a group of Armenians, when they left Syria, they went to Amman. He goes, now I'm in Aqaba, you know, so I'm not seeing them as much and whatever, but the actual building and the area, the neighborhood that I'm going to be doing the scholarship stuff in 2025, beginning of 2025 in Amman, it's actually, the building is connected to Syria. It's the history, Jordan, of course, Palestine, but mainly Syrians, Syria, Damascus, and an Armenian neighborhood, actually. There's an Armenian church like right there. So you see how everything unfolds, the roots, the connections. And there's going to be a lot of stories, a lot of history, a lot of things that are going to be shared there. So I'm so excited to be part of this. I'm going to close this video. Let's close it. Assalamu alaikum.